Hello, and welcome to the Lever Report, a weekly video newsletter for human-centric leaders to navigate the week ahead. I'm Drew Fortin, here with your latest update for the week starting Monday, July 28th, 2025. The markets ended the week on a high note. Bolt's CEO, Ryan Breslow, backpedals his progressive HR stance. New research shows how many net new jobs are needed to dig out of the hole AI will create. Here's the news to start your week. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit all-time highs last week. We're seeing a run that has not been seen in almost 5 years. Now, this winning streak, which is fueled by solid earnings and gains across industrial and material sectors, pushed the S&P 500 up 1.5 points and the Nasdaq up 1 point last week. Well, the impressive run is about to face new tests with a slew of corporate and economic data this week. This week's schedule includes critical big tech earnings reports, which will offer insight into the sustainability of the AI boom. And the Fed is expected to make its decision on interest rates, and the latest US labor market data snapshot from July numbers will also hit this week. Adding to the complexity, President Trump's self-imposed August 1st trade deadline looms, potentially clarifying profit outlooks for companies and consumer price impacts, especially as trade agreements with key partners like Canada, Mexico, and the EU remain uncertain. So this data continues to highlight a critical need for businesses to be agile and proactive with their talent strategy. With potential shifts in interest rates and ongoing trade uncertainties, it's important to plan for these changes, right? Consumer spending is going to change, corporate profitability needs are going to change. All of this directly impacts workforce planning and investments. Now, in talent, we hear a lot of talk about upskilling and reskilling our teams. Of course, we need this to evolve to the technological landscape with AI and robotics, but we also need to ensure that we're upskilling our teams to make decisions with insufficient data, right? That's the only way we can maintain a competitive edge. And also, as many companies now face the reality of the increased tariff costs and price fluctuations, building resiliency in our supply chains and our diversified talent pools so we can continue to keep our workforces populated despite what happens, this is important to maintain operational stability. So as we talk about often on this show, those who strategically align their human capital with macroeconomic trends will be best positioned to navigate these new tests and future-proof their organizations. Ryan Breslow, CEO of the financial technology startup Bolt, has made headlines recently by dismantling previously lauded progressive workplace policies upon his return to the company. In an interview with Fast Company, Breslow explained his rationale for eliminating unlimited PTO and the 4-day work week, which he became famous for propagating back in the day. He found that with unlimited PTO, top performers weren't taking enough time off while others were taking too much, which led to a new policy of a mandatory 4 weeks of PTO. Regarding the 4-day work week, Breslow noted that the premise of working the same amount in 4 days wasn't being met, and the company needed to pick up its pace. So ultimately, people were taking more time off and not working as hard. Furthermore, Breslow has replaced the traditional HR department with people ops, which we see across a lot of companies, saying we're head of people or head of people ops instead of HR. And this is a function, people operations, which he states is more focused on streamlining operations and pushing the business forward, as opposed to what he perceived as HR's misalignment with the business speed and growth. We see this all the time, human resources versus people. It's semantics, in my opinion. Now, Breslow believes this cultural overhaul, focusing on the pace and execution, is creating a win-win environment where employees feel empowered and that businesses move forward efficiently. So as we view this as business leaders and HR professionals, the shift at Bolt offers a fascinating case study in adapting people strategies to the business realities. Now, while progressive policies can attract talent, as Breslow showed previously when he was CEO, and now he's returning, his experience highlights the importance of ensuring that the policies genuinely support high performance and business objectives. So it's crucial to regularly evaluate whether HR initiatives are truly aligned with the organizational goals, and fostering a culture of accountability and results clearly is paramount. And considering how your HR function can evolve into a people ops model, focusing on more proactive, operationally driven solutions that directly contribute to the speed and growth could be helpful. I don't know whether you need to change the name or not. Ultimately, the ability to pivot and adjust workplace policies based on real world impact rather than just perceiving benefits is a hallmark of future-proofing leadership in the ever-changing landscape of work. A recent study published in Scientific Reports by Joanne Ochapenidi and her colleagues warns that generative AI could lead to a socioeconomic tipping point through significant labor displacement, projecting that even a moderate increase in AI utilization could double current labor underutilization by mid 2050. What that means is that as we use more AI, we have less of a need for the labor pool that is there. So this could decrease per capita disposable income by 26%, the research predicts, and reduce the consumption index by 21%. So to prevent such a decline, the study estimates that a staggering 10.8x increase in new job creation would be necessary. This unsettling forecast is already manifesting in the tech sector, where we realize this new mandate is emerging: use AI or be fired. There are so many companies that are mandating we must see if AI can do the job first before hiring others. And other tech companies are trying to take a leadership position by decreasing their workforce and saying we need to make up for those gains with AI. We see this from Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, who's openly discussing how AI will reduce their corporate workforce, leading to a fear among employees that their jobs are on the line if they don't become AI fluent. Now, this pressure is leading to widespread tech bluffing. A new Adobe Acrobat study revealed that over half of surveyed employees in tech roles feel compelled to appear more savvy than they are, with 55% secretly staying late to learn skills they've pretended to know. And compounding this, a striking 12% of tech employees have been caught faking skills, and over 2 in 5 say they've experienced imposter syndrome from exaggerating their tech knowledge. These converging trends demand a radical reevaluation of talent strategies in HR's role. Instead of viewing AI as purely a cost-cutting tool, it's important to focus it as a strategic augmenter that empowers your existing workforce. Investing proactively in robust, accessible upskilling and reskilling, as we already talked about in the show, can genuinely build proficiency in AI tools rather than forcing employees into a position where they feel they have to bluff their way through it. This is why it's critical for businesses, especially HR and IT, coming together to create that strategy for how their workforce is going to leverage AI. We need to create an organizational culture that encourages transparent skill development and provides safe spaces for learning. Also, HR must shift from being a reactive function to a strategic partner. This is a call to arms, right? It needs to anticipate and mitigate the macroeconomic impacts of AI and advocate for pre-distribution policies that ensure the benefits of AI-driven productivity are equitably shared across the workforce. This is how we're going to foster more resilient and engaged employees ready for the future of work. And that's your Lever Report. Check the show notes for any articles or research we covered today. And if you're enjoying the content, please show your support by liking this video or subscribing to our channel. Ask questions, share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a productive week, and we'll see you on the other side.